I have to address something. There's something that I've been hiding from you or not really telling you the whole truth around in respect to the situation and the circumstances that were there. Today I will reveal all of it. As you probably know, I've been speaking about that there has been a health issue or a complication in my direct family. You know that I've been breaking up with the ex, firstly hi as well, and you know that there was a lot of things that happened, but there was things that I didn't discuss that happened. Like the fact that last year my grandma was dying and died, and at the time my ex-partner decided to go to Amsterdam instead when we had decided to split up, and during that time, instead of being any support at all for me, because we were talking already that she was going to come back, instead she was knee-deep in a powdered substance abuse problem daily from morning till night, without a care or a feeling in the world. And it took me to say, I can't speak to you, and that's fine, you're able to have your choices, for her to flush it down the toilet and then talk to me in 4 days. What's been happening now is the almost exact same situation. With respect to my family and respect to everybody, this is my life, and my commitment and my purpose was to inspire other people, to show you that no matter what life actually throws against you, you can still stay truly committed to you, you can still love, you can still be passionate, you can still support. So the direct health issue is with my father. He's had a terminal illness for now quite a while, for about 4 to 5 years, but it hasn't affected his life as much, other than during major periods of time. And all of this while I've been still trying to be committed to my journey and also support my family as much as I can while not being in the space. That is why I did go back home to support my father. But my father has been potentially given by the state of condition, a time frame where it's not looking good. This is my father. My father and mother are together, as all relationships do. They have their own dynamic. It's beautiful. It's not my type of necessarily dynamic, but they do have a very great relationship. And I grew up in a great family, in a very loving family, very connected, loving family. Sure, they were hard on me and things happened, but basically yesterday he got admitted into hospital with critical condition, and I am right now live on the fly at any point ready to go and fly down to Melbourne and be there potentially for his last few days. Now, with your support and your prayers, they could get him out of this. And he won't be given, only a due date to live of a couple of months. And there is things, and there are potential medications and potential things that could get him out of this. So that is still very much a possibility and in the space. So for me, it's important right now to not go any one way or the other way. This is all happening while I'm still getting shredded, because that's commitment to myself, still looking after my mental health, still looking after all the new employees, still having onboarding of new employees and launching YouTube, and committing to my purpose, that it is to show you that no matter what the circumstances are in life, no matter what, you could be in the worst shape of your life. You could have a drug-addicted ex-girlfriend that left you and didn't care when your father literally is on his deathbed. You could have all of that happen. You could have You could have anything. You could be homeless. I've been nearly homeless before, well, practically homeless before. You can have businesses crashes. Well, I've had half my business sued in the last 2 months as well. And you can still show up, rise and grind. Now, at any point, and I know I'm being really serious here, it's kind of important, and I'm being direct. At any point, any human being can say, Andrew, this is a tough time. It's understandable if you check out a little bit, if you punch the brakes, if you don't, it's understandable if you put yourself to the side. It's understandable if you don't continue that. It's understandable if you take a break. It's understandable if you don't film a YouTube video. It's understandable. And what we have is we have a bunch of people that aren't committed to anything, that aren't connected to their heart, spirit, purpose, whatever you want to hippie call it. And they will allow you to be understandable, and it's understandable. The circumstances are understandable. And I wouldn't make it wrong either if a person chose to calm down, because every person has different levels of resilience that they've built over time through their experiences. My resilience through all my failures, ups, downs, fights, bullying, non-bullying, homelessness, just horrific stuff, is really, really high. And with that resilience, I'm also paying attention to my feelings. So, as I was working yesterday and got the news, as I continued to work, I would sometimes burst into tears, hysterically crying with a massive heart pain. And that's been happening over the last 2 to 3 weeks as well. And it's been happening over the last 2 months. Watching your father wither away in front of you is not something I wish upon anybody. Ever. And I'm sure it's not what he wanted either. And it's not about me, by the way. It's completely about his experience. But here you're watching my YouTube, so I share my experience. Let me lighten the topic. See this? The earrings? Well, they're bleeding, right? But I got told they're new. I got told that, don't pick the scabs or anything because they can get infected, so I haven't touched it at all or done anything. And a girl told me today, she's like, you are allowed to wash it. And I was like, oh, I can shower it. Yeah. So I'm going to shower it because I haven't been washing the ear. I've been too afraid to have it infected. Change the topic. But do you know how hard it has been to go and still chase loving myself while having a really important, on a soul level important person in your life be not okay? That is such a morally hard dilemma. But when he got the condition 5-6 years ago, that is when I really, really got that life can be taken you from like that. I spoke to another person in an Uber recently, 2 weeks ago. His brother, 36, 2 kids, dead. Out of the blue. His father, in another 2 months, also maybe 60 or something, again, out of the blue. You don't know when you're going. And watching a person that was committed to living a very long time and then slowly watch his brain reshape and realize that that might not be the case anymore is one of the huge lessons that I think gives me a lot of power in continuing to pursue daily what's important to me. And up until 3-4 months ago, a lot of it was still to make sure to validate them and make sure that, they're happy with my decisions. But I realized that I was really upset, and that's where we had the conversation, and now I'm doing me fully. But that's happening right now. It's happening live. It's happening live. I've got 3 different businesses. I've got a bunch of staff. I have got family. I have got a change of dynamic of masculinity. I'm in a different state. I've got YouTube launching properly, which has been my dream ever since, like, when I made my first video at 12, 14. I've been a performer. I'm chasing down one of the premium physiques of the entire world. Not in terms of muscle size, not in terms of leanness, but in terms of aesthetically, just like an art piece itself. I'm in deficit. My food's tight. I've got an ear that's bleeding. And I'm bursting into tears. And I've got an ex which I'm deeply in love with, worried that she's not okay, sometimes hate her because how could you do this to me, because she has no feelings, but also have understanding that she's mentally unwell. That is my life, and that is what's going on. But I'm here. I'm here. I'm available. I am present with you. By present as in I'm here with you in the moment. And then when I'm not here with you in the moment, I'll be present and in the moment of something else. And then when I'm doing my cardio, I'm present and I'm present in the moment of cardio. Presence and being able to say, here is the task that I'm doing now, as long as you know that that task is the correct task to do, will give you access to being able to just, okay, I'm doing this task now. Cool, got it. That is the task that I'm doing. Block out all the noise. And then when you need to shift task, you shift task to another task. I have been severely worried, and I didn't want to share this because 5, 6 years ago when my family got the news, they didn't want to share it with other people, but that hasn't been the case really for the last 3 years now. You know, everybody knows now as his condition got worse. But I felt like there was this massive thing of me. I can obviously share with friends or acquaintances, but this is so pivotal. For most people, we have so much attachment to family, either broken families, deaths in the families. Like, that is a part, we are animal beings. That is a core part of our identity. And that relationship between your family, like we've seen my ex, it's her relationship with her mother and father that has basically made her brain retarded. Like, if she ever does address it, like, it's going to take a lot of unraveling. But everybody has stuff around it. You can't escape it. It's like there's a instinctual chemical bond that gets released when birth, and there is science around it. It's a bunch of oxytocin and a bunch of this and a bonding chemical, but that's as much as we can understand, where I'm sure there's something also a little bit on the quantum physics plane. Like my mum, she bleeds from the back of her hands when I'm in trouble, when I'm in real trouble. And I've been in trouble maybe 3 or 4 times in my life, like in real trouble, like, you know, nearly dead or something like that, and she would bleed from the back of her hands. That is over and above oxytocin or bonding chemicals. Does that mean I'm born from like a lineage of like spiritual witches? I don't know. So that's where we're at. Rig-wise, obviously this is a massive threat to the rig. So we've kind of reshuffled it. If you're with us yesterday, here's what I've done. So I had 3 weeks left. Firstly, I've extended it for another, instead of 3 weeks, I'm going to extend it for another 4 weeks, so 28 days, okay? Why? Because 3 weeks causes like a little stress. It's like, what if it's not done in 3 weeks? Cool, give it 4 weeks, fantastic. Step 1. Step 2, 4 weeks, what am I doing every single day, okay? Now, I've had to picture, what if I'm in Melbourne? What if my father's unwell? What happens? Well, I still wake up every morning and I still need to look after my mental health to be the best man that I can be for the people around me. So I wake up at 5 a.m., I go and get it done. That's it. I go and get it done. I get my 3-hour session done. I do my weights, I do my cardio, and I prioritize my mental health. It's no longer really for the rig. It's to make sure that I can show up as the best man for the dire circumstances that are at play. No one else will be showing up like that. I will. I will, and that will give me more power to it. So that's a tick. Cool. Worst case, because I don't know how things happen, 1 or 2 days I miss. At the end of the day, they'll be just classified as rest days. When I miss them, I'm still going to be on my feet all the time, so I'm still going to be in a deficit anyway. But if I miss them, they'll be called deload days. Cool. That's the only threat to the rig, and that's why we've given it 4 weeks. 2, I might not have time to cook. I might not have time to do this. So prepackaged fish, prepackaged beef jerky, prepackaged rice, prepackaged salads. I can run into a supermarket, I can go vroom, I can go boom, done. Fine, no worries. Vitamins, everything's ready with me. I've got my keys, my gym membership ready to go because at any point I could be leaving. I've got that fully ready everywhere around me. Cool, that's available. So with that, there's no threat to the rig. The rig is covered in that sense. 4 weeks should still be peeling off anywhere between 1.5 to 2 kilos a week. We estimate where we're at right now. I asked 2 pro bodybuilders in our gym. They estimate me at 14 to 16%. I'm about 84 kilos-ish. So roughly 6 to 8 kilos brings me to roughly the 6 to 8% body fat range, which is like, that's it. That's where we're gonna hold. We'll increase the calories, and we might still peel off a little bit, but that's where we're gonna hold. That's where we're gonna hold, and we'll just see how the body looks there, because at that point it's gonna be freaky anyway. I don't know what that's gonna look like. So that's where we're at. I've worked that out. Business-wise, I have major issues. I was gonna hire another 2 people. I have moved them for at least 3 weeks because I just won't be able to fit them in. I was like, right, we're gonna move them for 3 weeks. So reduce the workload there. YouTube is going ahead, that's fine. And I've let everybody in my team know the situation that's at hand. So I've let every single person know individually, here's what's going on. Here's how that impacts our work. Here's how I'm gonna support you. Here's the fact that, I may be slow on responding times. There may be things that happen slower. Things will be a little different. Please be aware. My team is fully supportive. They love me lots. And, they've got my father and my family in their prayers. So that's where we're at. I've got my support system. One of my exes, I reached out, well, not one of my exes, the one that I'm really good friends with, the one that cheated on me with my best friend, but me and her are very good friends. And because we spent 16 years together, she's my closest person in understanding me and knowing me, and we've formulated over the last 2 years, even while I was in a relationship, a really good relationship, which is like, we will never be together romantically or anything like that, but there's a deep love and appreciation for the person that you are and the person that I am. So together, she has fully said that she's able to be a support. That support is if I need to message, if I need to cry it out with somebody. I may not need that support, and I may be busy supporting family, but it also means that if Andrew, because I don't know what this situation will call, I can only pre-prepare for as much as I can. I don't know how I'm gonna feel, what the whole thing is gonna be like. So I need to create a support system that in case I'm falling, I've got people that can support me. And I've got another friend as well, which I haven't mentioned anything yet, but if I will probably message that person as well to make sure that they know, and if they're if there needed be, that they can be a support system. So I've got 1, 2, I've got backups if necessary. I may not need that, but it's there, it's available if necessary. And I've said, are you happy to be my support system? I've been very, very blanket. Not like, oh, it's a tough time for me. I've said, hey, are you able to be a support person for me during this time? What does that entail? What does that not entail? I won't abuse that power. I've been very direct, and it's very important when you want something, when you're making requests, be really direct with people with what your request is. Be fine with them denying it. Be totally fine with them denying it. If they deny it, great, you know that they're not going to meet requests, but don't beat around the bush. Hey, I need this. Are you able to give this for me? Yes or no? Wow, you are able? I cried. I was like, I'm so appreciative of you being able to give this to me. I'm so sorry I wasn't able to give this 2 years ago because we weren't speaking. To my ex, that was because her grandma was dying. And I feel really guilty, and we address that as well. Direct communication in everywhere. Like right now, when life throws you some of the hardest challenges that you can ever experience, there's nothing harder than this. You can be homeless, you can be broke, you can be... maybe if you're dying, that's pretty bad, but there's nothing emotionally harder than what I'm going through right now. So how I'm seeing it as how I approach this scenario really dictates how I am as a human being. So I'm leading with love, leading with support, leading with compassion, leading with must look after myself so I can support the situation better, and must be completely open with my father, not that there's anything left unsaid, just really be there in this family moment, in this really pivotal point that every human has to go through. And my father also has his parents both alive. No parent wants their child to die before them. So there's a whole range of extra things to deal with there, which is just monumentally just, wow, horrific. Thank you for letting me share this. I know that this isn't a light topic. It's not, but this is real, this is live, and I couldn't any longer hold this from you because I felt that my authenticity was beginning to shake, because I could be present with you and I would have to talk about other things other than that. Not that it was on my mind, I could be present and talk about the other things, but without mentioning this, you're not going to have the context of what it's really like for me right now. So that's where we're at. That is how we're going to do this. And that's it. And I can prepare as much as I can prepare because I don't know what the experience is like. And because I don't know what the experience is like, is I can prepare as much as I can prepare. I can prepare for what happens if I have no idea and I need support, and I've got that. And it's a live situation, and I need to have direct communication with everybody involved. And look after my mental health daily. That's it. Also, what that means with the food is it's going to be consistent for the 4 weeks. No changes, no bullshit. I need to eliminate what's called decision fatigue. Decision fatigue is like any decision, remove decision making. Like the same thing every day, same feeling every day, same movement every day, just same, because there's a lot of things that are going to be not the same. So as many things as I can keep the same, keep the same. And that's probably how I'm going to address the business as well. Like with the business, I'm going to be like, right, here's like a month's worth of the same task. Here's another month's worth of the same task. And if I can do that, then that'll be good. That'll be good because it's like same, no changes. Just that, cool, just that. We don't do anything else. And that's where we're at. I love you lots, genuinely. And I want to give this to you because this is my life. And I want to give you strength no matter where you're at in your life, that no matter what life can throw at you, really no matter what life can throw at you, you have two choices. You can sit down and be like, yeah, or you can rise to the circumstances. Now, you won't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But I can still rise to the circumstance and believe in myself that whatever the circumstance will be, I'll be able to take care of it. And if I fuck up, that's cool, and I'll take care of that too. That's where we're at. I love you. Have the best day ever. Hold my father in your prayers. Because this is filmed in advance. Hopefully he's been pulled out and he's okay. And hopefully your prayers will still make a difference. I love you. Have the best day. Life is a gift. Live your truest version of yourself. Seriously. I love you.